Chapter 7. Congratulations, you have made it. You've got the concept now. We understand what the accounts are going to be, and now we need to talk about setting the accounts up. Unfortunately, it may be a little different for every single bank, but remember, all you're really wanting to do is open some extra savings and checking accounts. And we're going to set up our bank software just to transfer the dollars that we've set down and done our budget one time, right? We've sat down and decided that these are when and where those dollars need to be transferred. And it's very, very simple. For some of you, you'll want to go to the bank after you've determined what the accounts are, what the account names need to be, and maybe even how much needs to go in there, and you'll actually go to your bank and get some help setting this up. That's okay. For me, I did the whole thing online. I logged on to my account, opened up the accounts, told which account I wanted to have savings, which wanted to be checking, which ones I wanted debit card access, those kinds of things. But just remember, we want accounts that don't charge a fee. Listen, this system shouldn't cost you anything. For me, everything I do is completely free. So if your account is going to charge you for any piece of this, opening up multiple accounts or the bill pay, then I would probably consider looking at another bank, because in the year that we're in, this should all be free. Now, one thing that I think is real important is, remember those names we talked about writing on the back of the debit cards? My bank allows me to go in and nickname those accounts. And so when they show up on my phone, remember we're going to be watching especially our everyday expenses account on our phone, and you should watch all your accounts. It's just a good practice. But I am able to go in and change the names so they reflect what we're writing on the back of our debit card or what we're calling them around the house. And I think that is extremely important that you do that. Some of you may ask, okay, once I get this, it's a little overwhelming to me at this point. So can I maybe do this in stages? The answer is absolutely yes. This is your program. Do it the way that works for you. I would set up the holding account as a savings account, monthly fixed as a checking account, but I would do away with my debit cards. And then I would do my everyday expenses account with the debit card and with checks. And so just have your monthly fixed expenses come from your holding account into your monthly fixed, set that up automatically, and then have your bills paid out of that account automatically. Have everything else go to the everyday expenses account. Now, what have you done? In a very simplified manner, you've done the program and you're making sure your major monthly expenses that occur every month are being taken care of. So everything in the everyday expenses account, even though we're not covering some of those things that we know are coming, at least we're getting used to the program and we're getting used to watching that money transfer automatically. I think that's a great first step till you're ready to add the a little bit more complexity in the other accounts. And maybe your banker won't pass out if you just open 3 accounts, and likely you've already got an account or 2 open. You might just have to add 1 to make this little change. But when you do this, when you set these account ups, remember, if you've already got bills being deducted or bills being paid out of an account or money transferring into account, make sure and take note of that and direct those to the account you want them directed to, so that you don't miss a payment. The biggest challenge for you in starting this program is the first month, to make sure you get it right so you don't miss a payment. So watch closely the first month that everything goes like you had it planned. And then if it doesn't, just go in there and make a simple change. It's easy to change. I do all of that online, every bit of it. If I need to change a date or change an amount, I just do it online and it's done, and then it's recurring. And you set all of these, all this money transferred to happen on a recurring basis. And it's very, very simple. Your banker can help you do that if you don't feel comfortable in doing it yourself. Another thing I wanted to talk about is when you set up your automatic transactions, you can do it where your bank makes that payment, or where your mortgage company, from their website, you go in and put the information in and does the deduction, or you send them a check via your bank software automatically at the right time every month. Any of those three ways works. The way you do it, the way you get money out of the account automatically doesn't matter, and that's three different ways to do it. The fund transfer, this is transferring from like the holding account into the monthly fixed or into the everyday expenses. Just make sure, especially if you're getting paid irregularly or once a week or twice a month, that you have that money transferred in and out at the right time. That'll be the biggest challenge for you. If you get paid monthly, then all of a sudden, you know, what used to be a challenge for some of you, getting all that check in 1 month and then trying to hold on to it before the month ended. Now all of a sudden in this program, it gets even simpler to just get paid once a month and have those transactions occur once a month. But remember, I really, really want you to work very hard to get your monthly expenses, whatever you determine those to be, for all of the accounts saved in the holding account and waiting for the first of the month, so we get one transfer, and then we, you know, run our monthly budget, our monthly expenses off of that transfer. And it works very, very well that way. And that's the way I personally do it, is I do one transfer a month and then everything just happens. And believe me, folks, when I tell you, my money almost never crosses my mind. My money's working for me and doing what I want it to do. I don't need to be thinking about it. I got other things to think about, as you do with a family and with your jobs. You don't need this stress. So make your money do its thing automatically, so you don't even have to think about it. If you have any questions, I'm going to be, these videos are on YouTube, they're on our website, probably going to be on Facebook. So just comment and I'll try my best to answer. But listen, you can do this. You can do this. It's really very, very simple in theory and in practice. And remember, although the practice of getting it set up takes some time and it takes a little thought and it takes some working together and takes some communication and takes some planning. Once you've done it, once you get it rolling, and that's why I recommend taking that first simple step of just the first 3 accounts, then it becomes very simple, and you'll realize in a few months that you're not even thinking about any of that anymore. It's just happening. It's one less stressor on your life. Thanks, and join me next chapter. I'll see you there.